So firstly, welcome everyone to Concord. As you all can appreciate, Michael has been overseas for a period of time with his commitments to New Zealand Rugby League. So this is really our first opportunity to acknowledge and welcome Michael Maguire as the new head coach of the West Tigers for the next 3 years. As everyone can appreciate, this is a club that continues to really make strides forward in our pursuit of really achieving excellence with everything we do, and certainly having Michael come on board is only going to add to that. Through the process of acquiring a new coach, Michael really demonstrated the highest quality of professionalism, certainly fierce determination to win, and really showed a passion and care around about trying to make sure that this becomes a sustainable club, not just on the field, but certainly off the field as well. And for myself and the board, and all our fans and members, I know we're all really excited to have Michael on board. So welcome.
Thanks.
Hey, Madge, they've won one comp in 20 years. What makes you think you could be the man to give them sustained success?
I think the fact that it is that time, I really enjoy coming to a club and building a club everywhere, not just on the field, off the field, and obviously from my experiences from travelling overseas to Wigan and back to South, and obviously my early days, I suppose, as an assistant coach, I really enjoy building all facets of a club, and I think if we do that, then 20 years is a long time, but I've been able to sort of enjoy cracking out one other club, so to be able to do it here at West Tigers is something that I'm really passionate about.
We use a lot of the similar philosophies you used at South when you arrived here.
Oh, not necessarily. It really comes back to the club and all the areas of the club, the players, and they've done a lot of work in the background. I mean, obviously everyone understands the story of obviously what the club's gone through, and I think to be able to be in a position now where they're very strong off the field, and there's some strong people on the field. It's just going to take time to complement a lot of things that are going on, and it'll take a bit of time for myself to get an understanding of the players. I had my first training run this morning, which was really enjoyable. It's great to be back out in the park again and getting around with the players. So I'll obviously use experiences of where I've come from, but also bring new ones as we keep moving forward.
Michael, what did you learn about yourself in your time away from first grade coaching?
Good question, Danny. A lot. I think you learn a lot. When I finished up, I sort of wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, and I was very lucky, I guess, to get a phone call from Todd Greenberg. He actually rang and said, look, we'd like to keep you around the game, and there was a few other opportunities that were floating around at the time, and he presented one, and it was across many areas of the game, whether it was through the leadership, through dealing with refs, and obviously being able to get around with various clubs, doing other areas of what goes on and makes a club. So from that point of view, I've learned a lot, and how I apply that now, I'm really looking forward to it. I've met a lot of great people across the game, and I guess if I wasn't in the situation I was in at the time, I probably would never have met those people. So looking forward to being able to utilise that, and obviously through my Kiwi connections now, we just finished off on a great 7-week tour together, and it was a great space to be working in. I never would have thought I'd be in the international arena, and to be able to do that with a great bunch of boys was time well spent.
That's kind of what you did, but what do you think you actually learned? What did you learn about yourself as a person?
Yeah, I think you learn a lot about yourself all the time. I guess the makings of how I did things, the things that I could have done differently at times, understanding situations. The coaching is such a large part of it, but it's also the people around your team as well that play a big part. So you learn about how you're building relationships on and off the training field, and obviously with your players, and understanding leadership. I think leadership's probably the biggest thing that I learnt and spent a lot of time investing in to learn the understandings of what makes different leaders tick, and being able to build those leaders.
Did you have to mellow in any way? Was that part of it?
I guess you mellow a little bit. Everyone has a different perception of who you are, but look, I'm very passionate around what I do, and I love the fact that I'm back in coaching again. So looking forward to working with these players, and from the senior ones, the leaders, to the younger ones coming through. I've got a real passion about building young men into better people. So if I can do that and get someone on a better path, and that's what it's all about.
So was it good to have a year off to kind of get over what happened at the Rabbitohs?
Yeah, I guess you never want to go through that, but in hindsight now, I've really enjoyed the last 12 months. I guess when you first go through it, it's tough to take, but I think going away now and coming back and having that break in between, I've been really fortunate to to, as I said, meet a lot of great people across the game, and I guess I would never have been able to do that if I kept at the same one.
Your wife expected you to get straight off the plane to go and come to Concord. Is that what you ended up doing, or did you take
Pretty,
some time?
yeah, pretty well, yeah.
So you haven't
I'm
softened
still,
that much?
No, not at all. I mean, it's a club that we want to build, and I want to build it fast, and the players, want to achieve that as well. Whilst I was away, I spoke to a lot of the senior guys, and the conversations I had with them, I was very keen to come back, but I was very focused on the Kiwis. But now that I'm back, I'm right into the job.
Do you have the squad here to challenge for a comp?
Well, look, in time that'll show itself. I think any squad is capable in this game. I mean, it is so close now, the competition, and my time away over the 12 months, I pretty well watched every game. I was able to sit up in the grandstands at all the grounds and watch teams, and look, it comes down to one or two plays, and that's how tight this competition is. So, look, I think if we all work hard through this period and build good, strong combinations, and people like Josh Reynolds getting back out in the park, and it's a strong squad. There's good leadership. Benny Madalino to Russell Packer and Benji, Robbie. We could go through quite a lot. Chris Lawrence. There's a lot of strong names there, and then complementing that with the young kids coming through. It's part of the makings of what good teams are all about.
Finals football, is that the expectation for you, 2019?
It always is. Yeah.
What were your impressions?
Sorry.
What were your impressions of West Tigers when you used to coach against them from outside the community as a club?
Yeah, it's always a strong club. I think it's a really strong brand, and it's obviously they've gone through a fair bit to this point. And as I said, I've spoken a lot with Justin and Kelly Egan and a number of other people across the board, and looking forward to spending a lot of time with those the crew at that level. But the buildings of what they've put in place is something I'm looking forward to build upon.
Where do you stand with Luke Brooks? Are you planning on meeting, or have you met with him?
Yeah, I've spoke to Brooksy a few times, and he'll be in, I think, in the next couple of days. But obviously we've had some discussions now, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and educating and building his game. And I really enjoy working with halves. It's something that I've always had a passion for in the spine, and working with Brooksy, he's a great talent. And he spent a lot of time at this club, and the way he's developed his game, he's right in the prime now of being able to take it forward in a big way. And he's got good people around him, Benji and Josh. It's making a very strong spine.
Also about just his future. He's obviously off contract after next year, so you obviously want to nail him down long.
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, as I said, he's a big part of the club.
Michael, what's your sell to Luke Brooks? I mean, you're an incoming coach, he doesn't know you yet, but he's going to have a lot of options thrown at him. How do you get him over the line?
Yeah. Oh, look, I want to build a relationship with him first, and then talk to him about his game. I've been very fortunate, I guess, over my time that I've worked with a fair few halves that spent a lot of time at, and I want to impart as much knowledge as I can to him to make him a better player. I think for any player that when you're at a club, if you're growing and you're learning, then you can become a better player, and I'm sure he wants to do that here at his club.
When Ivan was here, he said of his team, is that the same approach you take with Luke Brooks?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a little general, but it's also the spine that works with him. I think in any team, the strength of your spine really helps determine where you're going to end up. So amongst what Brooksy does with Benji and Josh and Robbie, they'll all work together.
Touched on before, I guess, what you've learned or whatnot, but obviously down there at South, there was lots of talk about, I guess, the intensity of training and whatnot. Do you plan to keep things the same here? Is that what you want to do, or do you change things?
I'm sure there's going to be some intensity at some stages. But your downtime, you learn a little bit about yourself, and look, I like my downtime too. And at the end of the day, look, it takes a hard-working team to be successful. And if they choose to do that, look, I'm sure this team can go a long way in moving right up the ladder in the competition.
But will you have to change things, or do you think you have to change?
Oh, it's up to the players. We'll see how we go. The players themselves, I know Benji. I know quite a lot of the team anyway, and they know what I'm like, and they'll probably take the mickey out of me at times, and have a laugh about that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they know the reasons why I do things is because I want each individual to be successful to better the team.
How much of a better coach are you now, given everything you mentioned before, what you've learned?
Oh, I don't know actually. Until I start coaching. Oh, look, I think a more rounded coach. Definitely. I think, you do get very tunnel vision around certain things that you do, and I guess at times it's nice to be able to take your head out. And as I said, like at the time it wasn't what I thought, but looking back at it now, I'm really looking forward to being able to impart my knowledge on the West Tigers. Yeah.
Michael, are we unfair when we say that you were too intense? Is that something that you bristle at, or do you think it's fair?
Oh, at times it's probably fair, yeah. but I also enjoy winning too. So being able to win and win competitions is part of what it takes. The intensities around what you do at coaching. And look, I probably haven't changed my personality too much from Wigan to South, and they seem to sort of get to the right places. So look, I'll have that similar feel around what we do here, but also in saying that, it's getting to know and understanding the players. The appreciation of each of the players is the big thing that I'm about, and growing them away from the field is a real key in how I grow the players.
It was probably a compliment to you because you were able to knock back the Manly job and take this one. Why did you choose West Tigers over Manly?
Yeah, I definitely won't go into other clubs. I just felt at this moment in time that I've actually been watching this club for quite some time, and it's a big club, and I'm looking forward to building that momentum and getting the members along, and talking to the players about actually enjoying that. I mean, I've experienced it at a big club here in the NRL, and once you get that momentum behind you and you get the fans in the stadiums and get them coming along on the ride, there's no better feeling.
Talk about Josh Reynolds before. You've always been a fan of him.
Yeah, he's a competitor. I love how he competes. He's got a bit of intensity about him too, so I think he and I get along pretty well.
It's going to be a busy year in terms of there's more games for the Kiwis now, things. I mean, that's something you're confident you can do well, is share the job between doing the Kiwis as well as obviously focusing.
Oh, definitely. I think across the international teams now, and Mal's moved into the Titans and he's doing the Australian team. Wayne's obviously with England. So, look, we've got one test match in the middle of the year and obviously test matches at the end. And to be able to meet a lot of those young kids across the competition, the last 7 weeks has been brilliant. It's been excellent to be able to work with players of that calibre, and to be able to impart that knowledge back here is something that I want to be doing a lot of.
Any chance you might lure a few of those players here?
Oh, you never know.
Justin, is that something you look at though and see the ways, I guess, can talk about as a coach and even build up his coach even more by sharing the job between the Tigers?
Yeah, look, we spoke about it through the process, and certainly our position was that we felt that he would get not only personal development but professional development through coaching the New Zealand squad. So, and again, alluding to the fact that he's going to be in a market that's a fairly strong market around the production of players. So I think there's competitive advantage as well.
Justin, how happy, I mean, it happened in a roundabout kind of way, but how happy are you having ended up with the coach you've got?
Extremely happy. I think I said publicly before that to be in a position, this club, to have the calibre of coaches really interested in coming here, firstly was a credit to everyone involved with the club, and to end up with Madge at the club, a 2-time premiership winner. And as I said, he's one thing that stood out and still does. He's got a fierce determination to win, and that's what this club needs.
Madge, I think you said already that you don't think the 5 captains, co-captains approach is the right approach here. You kind
I'm not quite sure where that came from, but I've done that before at 2 clubs. So,
exactly.
look, I'll assess that when we move forward. It's getting to know the players and who we've got as leaders. And I had a conversation today with those boys, and they're pretty passionate about this club, which is always a good starting point.
Where do you start with getting to know the players? Is there a Christmas party or a bonding session? Or?
No, on the training field. So just wandering around this morning, and all the little things that we're going to do every day.
Michael, I haven't had a bus. Everyone wanted to get on board. What have you got?
I'll just work hard each day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.